You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. We coolin' out. You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. We coolin' out.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Coolin' Out. We are back.
It is Kev.
And it is Rel. I would like to say we apologize for missing last week. Well, I do, because it was my fault. I was wilding. Streets got me. Just getting off the IV right now. IV drip. I just pulled it out my arm to do another episode. What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. I'm well. I am well since as well as I can be. I think since like we didn't do one last week, so the Drew Brees was like the pinnacle of just a very bad state in terms of just all around. Since then though, I think that following weekend I've just gotten to catch up. Lucky enough to catch up with a lot of people. Park. Some things resolved in my personal life. So, nothing's perfect, but as well as I can be. And
I feel you.
As well as I can be. And again, catching up with friends and celebrating Juneteenth and just really getting out and getting a feel after 3 months inside, just slowly, branching off. It's been good. So.
I can tell. You've been showing all 32 since we got on the Zoom call. Nah, I mean, that's good, man. Especially like after so much shit going on, so much depressing shit going on in the world in general. On top of the fact you've been cramped up in the house, especially you in New York, been cramped up in the house for, as you said, going on 3 months. So I'm sure it's been good to get out and hang out with friends and even like simple stuff like going to the park, but that right there just goes to show everything's about company. If you around the right people, no matter where you are, you can make a scene out of it.
That's very true. Very true.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
I mean, I'm just I'm good. I'm good. Some personal things in my life, some changes. So I've been adjusting to those changes, but overall been good, some self-discovery.
Yes.
Getting out more, really exploring the city of Charlotte. Like I realized, I think a lot of times even on a podcast, I just like have been like so negative about the city and like bad mouthing it. And I even like purposefully just like, I guess I never really gave it a chance. So I've like been trying to like make a conscious effort to like give the city a chance, get out and, meet some people. It's only been like, 2 weeks maybe, but I've just been like making a conscious effort to be like more outgoing and I guess not be as standoffish with people and like actually follow up with people. Like if I meet someone out and I say like, yo, I want to, grab coffee or something like that, like actually following up and saying like, yo, what's up? Like I met you, I thought you were cool. Like let's hang out. So like I've just been like making conscious decisions and like conscious efforts to like do stuff like that. And I think we talked right before we started recording, but like someone told me about a hiking trail that's like a 30-minute drive from here. I'm like, yeah, bet I'm gonna go do that. Like just because that's not stuff I would normally do. So I'm like, yeah, all right, cool, I'll drive. And it's like I'm gonna get on the trail first because the one that was suggested was I'm gonna get on the baby trail first. The one that was suggested to me was like 2.8 miles each way. Nah, beloved. Let me get on that 0.9. Let me get 1.8 out. these legs, I've never walked 6 miles. I mean, I've ran before, but a walk, that's a long walk.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, I'll go there, do the baby trail first. Be me and the families and kids. Just little stuff like that. So I mean, I've been good. Work's been busy as hell, but that's the usual. Yeah, man. I've been good, man. I have no complaints right now. And got a couple of trips coming up, so looking forward to that stuff. It's always important to have something to look forward to.
It's a fact. That is a fact.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Let's jump into it, man. One thing these sports, man. I guess I shouldn't look forward to this. I shouldn't look forward to it. We'll start with the passion. because everyone know how much we love the NFL. But like, so I think it was like over the weekend, this past weekend, you got Dr. Fauci coming out saying that the only way the NFL is going to work essentially is if they play in a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I heard it, I immediately was like, all right, well, I guess they're not going to play.
Exactly.
That was my first reaction. There's 53 players on each team. And then
32 teams.
Mad coaches and scouts. And you be literally traveling, 15? Oh, that's a bit extreme. Maybe like 5,000 to 7,000 people. On top of that's a small college campus. On top of like family and friends.
Oh, you can't even. Oh yeah, and they'll definitely try to include that.
What kind of bubble is this?
Yeah, you're talking just players over like 1,600, just the players, and then all the personnel, like you said. What bubble on all of them?
if they build that bubble together by August, that's insane. Whoever builds that needs a fucking trophy. I don't know where you have the open land to do something like that.
That's a good point. I'm sure the billionaires could find it.
Oh, I'm sure in the middle of nowhere in Kansas or,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say they should start investigating because we'll get to the NBA one and how fluid that is and how that fluctuates week to week. So if that's shaky with it's not even all 450 players, but
no.
I don't know. The quick math, the 22 out of...
Yeah.
So I do the quick
22 times 15, yeah.
330. It's like...
Yeah.
But back to the NFL. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm at the point where I'm not going to say I don't need it, but I think I'm slowly adjusting to life without sports. It would be great to see it, but also I'm at the point where I'm like, yo, football, we'll talk about when we get to basketball, but with football, I just don't see how it works. Without anyone catching this virus. Football, you are in close proximity, nonstop sweating on each other. You do shower together. There's so many of y'all. Everyone's going out doing their own thing and then coming back. Mm-hmm. And I mean, obviously, I want the sports to come back just because there's some people that got to make money. Yeah. But I don't know. I just don't see how it works. I mean, I think it's gonna happen. What's most likely gonna happen? They're gonna still play these games, and people they just get it, and they're gonna have to set them aside and quarantine them, and just have these rapid, constant tests of all these players, and they're gonna be playing in empty stadiums. Just because they don't want to sacrifice that much money. Now I think it's always gonna boil down to money.
Yeah.
And the owners don't care. They gotta get down on the field and play.
That's true. To your point, I just don't see how it works. I too have I've just been kind of pessimistic because it just seems very unrealistic. Definitely in the NFL. Even the NBA seems like a bit of a stretch. I want both. I would really want the NBA, but if neither come back, I'm fine, to your point, because I never got too overly excited just because of just the realistic chances and just all the potential hurdles. So if they didn't come back, I'll be fine. I've been 3 months now. You just get adjusted. There's just the smaller wins I care about, stuff opening up, holding on personal, So I hope it comes back, but I don't see it. You had the Texans and the Cowboys players getting
multiple
corona.
Players. I think it was 14 total between both teams, and one of them being Ezekiel Elliott. That's a big name.
How do you stop it from spreading through you? It's just so much they got to overcome. I don't envy
one of us can have it right now. You just don't know. You just don't know, and then especially when you're in such close quarters with someone, nonstop, like football players are, practicing, film sessions, all that stuff. They just are constantly around each other,
and all that personnel, special teams coach, defensive coach, head coach. It's
yeah, wide receiver coach. There's a coach for every position.
Yeah.
And you got to think about how many people all those individual people come in contact with on a daily.
I'd be intrigued because they still haven't announced anything. What is it, June 22nd? Usually comes back in what, a little over 2 months. About
Yeah,
2 months and a
August
week.
when they have the Hall of Fame game the first week in August. Usually, that ain't happening.
I don't. Yeah,
that ain't happening. I'm not.
That is surprising. They haven't announced any guidelines. They should be approaching that date. If the NBA approach 2 months
They're
out,
probably just as lost as we are. They just as confused as we are.
Goodell at the helm? No way.
No, I mean, think about the optics of this, right? It's kind of like what I just said. Like, these owners don't really care. Because Goodell already said on that. Did you watch the ESPN special last Monday, where they had like all the different commissioners of all the sports leagues talk about? Oh yeah, it was on ESPN at like 9:00 last Monday, and they interviewed all of the commissioners from the top leagues in the U.S. So MLB, NBA, soccer, women's basketball, a bunch of stuff. They interviewed like all the commissioners and talking about their plans for reopening. And Roger Goodell essentially said that like
conference call, what, or just separate? How was it done?
Like Greeny, is that his name? Greeny gave. I think he gave each of them like 15 minutes. Oh,
I gotta find it on YouTube.
Yeah,
I actually saw a portion of that, the Adam Silver.
Yeah,
but sorry,
he gave each of them 15 minutes. So like, I only watch Adam Silver and Roger Goodell because I didn't really care for the other sports. But yeah, Roger Goodell was just saying that like they're moving forward. No, like their plan right now is to still have the season start on time, and that they're just working under the assumption that people are gonna get the virus, and when they get it, they just gonna have to quarantine them and set them aside and just keep pushing forward. But they don't like know like the details, like the logistics of it all, because like, for example, football is already like a very like inherently dangerous sport, and there's already injuries galore in football. So imagine now you have the risk of injury and the risk of multiple players being like getting sick, and where are you gonna find all these replacement players from? And God forbid it's like an Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, like like where these are real game changing things. Yeah. Like these are like game changing things. So like, how do you find a replacement quarterback that quickly? Like it's just so many things where I will say people gonna lose a shit ton of money if they plan on gambling on any of these games.
The qualities are. Yeah. Obviously, they can't control that. Nobody wants this, but the quality is another thing that has to be in question, because probably not gonna be any training camps. If there is, it's gonna be highly limited.
Yeah, you're gonna be looking at the XFL. Just with names that we know.
Yeah, I wonder how much they got to boost up their rosters. I think the NBA up there is to 17.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised honestly if they don't do any cuts. Because in preseason, I believe in preseason they have 72, and then they cut down to 53. I wouldn't be surprised if they just don't do any cuts.
That makes sense. That make a lot.
Like if they just have everyone else like on super unguaranteed contracts. But I wouldn't be surprised if they just don't do any cuts. Keep all 73. But then even then, that's just more risk of COVID. More people.
Yeah, and like next week is 4th of July, and then by that point, like 2 months away from the traditional start of the season.
The regular season, but the preseason is supposed to start. That'll be a month away, because the Canton Hall of Fame game is always that first. It's usually the first Sunday, so yeah, it'll be August 2nd usually.
That's a rain check on that.
That ain't happening. That's not happening. That's too soon. That's not happening. I don't see it.
So what Fauci said? What he said exactly? He doesn't see them playing, or he wouldn't recommend. What did he say?
He said that the only way he sees them playing is if they follow the NBA's like protocol and like get in a bubble. But that's him saying it from like a scientific standpoint. That's not the NFL saying from a financial standpoint. We can still play. We just don't have anyone in the. at the same time, I kind of understand what they're saying. Even though, like, soccer teams are smaller, but like the English Premier League, they've been playing for like the past 2 weeks now with just no fans in the stadium.
True.
And
Are they traveling around?
I have no idea what their setup is.
Okay.
I just happen to scroll past like NBC Sports Network, and I constantly see that like they're playing. And then I put it on in the background because it's like and I put it on in the background because it's like the only thing sports, but I'm never really watching. I put it on mute, and I look up every now and then, and the score's still 0-0, 48 minutes in, and I'm just like, all right, this ain't my sport. It's just what happens. Soccer's fun when you go. Nah, when you go to a game in Europe, it's cool, but like just to watch it, I'm good. I'm good.
I hear you.
We got people making financial decisions, though. What you think about Dak? Well, he was supposed to sign that franchise tender today. I didn't get any alert.
I didn't either, but at this point, I mean, this feels like this odyssey been going on for like 2 years, it feels. It's up and down, and 1 minute they close, the next minute they not, the next they close, the next the deal's imminent, and then just back and forth, and then we just still don't know the clear specifics about what's the holdup. You have like these, not smear campaigns, but they try to, I don't know who's trying to paint each other what, how these numbers are leaked, and what side is doing it. Because I still don't know what Dak wants. And but for now, I guess just do it. It would feel, if you use Kirk Cousins as the model, that his time in Dallas is like rapidly, approaching its conclusion. I don't see how you know. Yeah, but he didn't stay with the team. I'm just saying that, you win. That's a lot of money. And if you keep getting, I just mean his time.
Oh, gotcha. Like
the relationship with the team.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, because if he signs this, I can see it being, just like you said, a Kirk Cousins situation where he gets franchised this year, they franchise him again next year, and then he has then he owns his rights and he just walks away.
Yeah, and I don't see them winning a Super Bowl. At that point, they would have to. You got him over a barrel, but I don't see that happening.
But so, do you think that he actually signed the franchise? You think anything dealing with like the uncertainty with COVID and financial implications made him like change his mind and rush to sign this now?
I don't think rush, but there was no other. It was either that or hold out. So I do think, right? He didn't really have any, since they couldn't agree on a long-term deal. Yeah. It's like at the end of the day, I know you got all your endorsements for being a Cowboy.
That's still like 31 mil.
Yeah, you made like $4 million last season.
Over the past 4 years. No.
Oh,
$4 million over the past 4 years.
Yeah. So I mean, you put that, you make almost
31. That's still 30.
That's what I'm saying. You're making almost 8 times what you did the last 4 and 1. Take that and figure your life out.
Like, to me, like to regular people, that's just still a lot of money. And I mean, like, all he did was shoot for the stars, and it still landed like way up in the clouds. Like, he's like, I want $40 million a year, guaranteed. But worst case scenario, I get 31, 32, I think, but 32 this year.
Even that, I would have to assume that's the case. He just went up to a price that, unless you're named Patrick Mahomes, I'm not really trying to listen. Or there's only like a few quarterbacks in that stratosphere. Like Patrick Mahomes is on his own orbit, and then you can slowly start talking about like a Deshaun or something. But like Dak, you're not there. So
but that's not what it's about. Negotiations are about leverage. Because think about it. Think about it though. If they franchise him this year, they franchise him next year, he walks away. Who the hell's their backup quarterback?
Andy Dalton.
Beloved. Do you see? Like, he has some kind of leverage. So, like, it's actually in the Cowboys' best interest to lock him up. And that's why they wanted to lock him up for 5 years, but he didn't want to be locked up for 5 years. He wanted to be locked up for 4. Because he knows the market's going to, well, ain't no telling now with COVID and the implications it's going to have.
He might not even step foot on the field.
No, but I'm talking also because he thinks that, like, the salary cap's going to keep going up, and he doesn't want to be, like, caught in a bad deal where he's no longer making top dollar. But we don't know. The salary cap could go way down.
True. Very
Because
true.
think about how much
And
money
then,
these teams are losing from like not allowing fans in. You no longer concessions, merchandise, all that stuff is just done.
yeah.
I'm not buying a
That's a
jersey
good
to sit at
point.
home. I'm not buying a jersey to sit at home and watch you play. I mean, I know there's
Yeah.
some people that would. God bless them. But I'm
God
not
bless
one of
them.
them.
Yeah.
I'm not sit on my couch with a jersey on.
I don't buy them to go watch them play, so yeah.
Me neither. Me neither, bro. I went to one game like 2 years ago and I bought a hat and I was like, luckily it was brick outside, so I was like, I need this anyway. But even then was a stretch.
Nah, if they have games with no fans, there were people tailgating in their backyards and just for the feel, have friends over. Oh no, bars are open. What am I talking about? Oh no, these bars are going. If they're games,
these bars are gonna be packed out.
Yeah, let me not disrespect. Yeah,
don't disrespect.
They
about to open up everything down here on Friday. It's one of the worst decisions ever. Nah, I'm not even joking. Like now, so I was out last weekend and I was like, yo, people really aren't respecting. Maybe like I'm just like too cautious still. I don't know. But it was like, I get drunk, I get friendly as hell. And like in the midst of me being friendly, I also like wanted to pull back to like, y'all don't know, you're like, why you touching me?
Yeah.
So
that's the thing.
Going full blown open, I'm like, yeah, I might not step out. I might just have to look at y'all from the patio.
Are people still required to wear masks?
People were never required to. Oh well, in restaurants, yeah, but like not like rooftops, areas. But in restaurants, yes.
If these numbers maintain here, and they've been continuing, because at this point now it's been a month since like Memorial Day, and then we got a little time since the protest. At this point, it would have to be at the mask of the thing. So I don't understand. But to your point, though, you can wear a mask and I would definitely recommend you wear a mask in all your regular day activities. But yeah, if you go out to a restaurant or bar, it's just. So I guess. But even then, before that, you can try to curtail stuff. You don't have to just be out here just. Because I see people now just walking around all. I don't get it.
Went to the doctor this morning for my yearly physical. One of the nurses was snapping on like a patient because he didn't want to put a mask on. Like they wouldn't let him into the office without a mask, and he was like, "I don't have a mask." And she's like, "Well, we'll give you one." And he was like, "I don't want to wear that shit." I just don't get it. Like, you feel cool, guy? Like, what the fuck?
I don't get it.
Everyone else ain't got their mask on. You cool? You too cool for it?
Oh, well.
Yeah.
What?
But yeah, man. So, yeah. Do we have anything else to add about the passion?
Nah, just that.
Nah, you just hope for the best.
Get your money. These are uncertain financial times.
This wasn't even on our list. But what do you think about this Bubba Wallace situation? The only black NASCAR driver, and
I love it. I salute him.
Yeah,
that level of courage and bravery.
What do you think about the noose being found in his garage or whatever the hell? I don't understand how NASCAR works, but the noose being found somewhere in his, like, I guess.
I think it was like in a stall or something.
Yeah, I don't know what that even means.
It wasn't shocking.
Yeah.
But for him, that specifically, it didn't really shock me or anything. These are threatening times to certain kind of people, and they're gonna lash out and protest how they see fit. I commend him for continuing on, and still in the face of that level of hatred and potential intimidation, he's still, forging on for the right message. So I just salute the courage. Like, he's not holding. He's getting forth. Seems to be growing. I just hope that NASCAR steps up and does more than just remove a flag. They gotta get a part in this too, and like really do a real investigation and back their driver.
Yeah, I mean, so today, all the all the drivers did some show of unity, and they all like pushed his car to the front. So that was powerful, but the whole like news thing to me just felt like so predictable. And granted, it's still like extremely like devastating situation and frustrating, but at the same time, like when you don't give people power, or like don't let shit like that upset you, like you put a nuisance. All right, cool. Like I know what reaction you wanted to get. It's sad, but it was like, this is predictable, and I'm glad that it happened, because it was like, yo, all right, cool. Like this shit is not going to just go away overnight, like we think. Cause I think we're seeing some real change, some drastic change, and I think a lot of people's eyes are being opened. Even people who wanted to be like blatantly ignorant to the current events cannot ignore it. It's everywhere you turn. So I think that's good. But yeah, I mean, even I think his response was phenomenal, saying that it wasn't gonna, he wasn't gonna let up, it wasn't gonna get him down. So I thought that was dope.
Love to see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you have other athletes coming supporting him. LeBron, of course. Yeah. But other prominent athletes other than that. So, and that's what it takes. So we all in this together, kind of. So that kind of solidarity, to your point. I'm looking at it. They said it's the Northern District of Alabama, U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Alabama, FBI, and the DOJ. So, I mean, that they are working together. I would hope, something comes. Yeah. Of it.
I mean, so like Charlotte is like NASCAR heaven. This is like where their headquarters and all that stuff is. So, it's Confederate heaven. So
yeah,
I don't know
for him to be no.
No, I'm just saying, but like, I don't say NASCAR's had a history of racism, but NASCAR has been notoriously a white person's sport.
Isn't he the only African American driver?
Okay, you said it. Yes, he is.
Okay. No, we just saying the facts.
No, but also like they been flying Confederate flags. They allow their fans to fly. Well, they used to allow their fans to fly Confederate flags proudly inside of the damn racetrack. So it seems like now they're trying to move away from that, And I'm not gonna say now, given these times, because I do know that in 2015, like the then commissioner proposed that they take down the Confederate flag in 2015, and it didn't get pushed through.
To who? The owners or who?
I think they just got. If he proposed it, like he was actually like trying to follow through with the proposal, but then they got too much blowback and pushback from the fans. And then he kind of like fell off of it. I think the policy went through, but then there was like no real enforcement of the policy. That's what it was.
Okay.
So there was a policy on the books, but there was like no real enforcement of it when it came to fans flying them and tailgating and at the tailgates and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, like, not really a big NASCAR, fan, or I'm not a NASCAR fan at all, honestly.
I'm not either, but
I was gonna get me some bubbles. I'm gonna give me some Bubba Wallace gear. But then I was
it's really commendable. I mean,
yeah.
So black driving your whole racing your whole sport. Like,
I don't know how you get into that sport.
And you keep pushing. Like, that's just really commendable, I gotta say. You know how much hatred he's getting? You know what his mentions must look like? And
bro. Most of these racetracks are in like the most racist places ever. Talladega, Alabama, ain't nothing out there. What's out there?
I have no comment.
What else is out there? What else is out there? I'm just keeping it a buck. I don't know what else is out there.
This will not break me. I will not give in, nor will I back down. I will continue to proudly stand for what I believe in. Kudos.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about your man now.
Who?
Kyrie Irving. Your boy. Your boy. What's wrong with him?
Which side? The players starting their own league, or which one?
Just everything.
Everything? I get his point. I just don't agree. I just don't think that his the way he wants to do things, his method of going about change is just pretty much protest and playing would ignite the most change. I think from the beginning, I just think if you're on that stage, you can just raise more awareness. And then I saw this quote by Ed Davis that's basically Kyrie Irving, probably in like the 200 M's. If not now, then by the end of this contract, definitely, without getting to endorsements and whatnot. But you can afford to sit out. You can do whatever. But there's like a lot of, these are still people's jobs. There's a lot of players that can't. And you're also foregoing, to the Ed Davis quote, basically, you're foregoing so much money that these athletes can then use for those that care to put back into their communities. And all together, you're talking about like billions of dollars when you figure in. I looked at team payrolls for 2019-20 just to get an idea, because somebody mentioned like the league's 80% black. Payroll's like a little under like $4 billion combined. So you do like 80% of that. You're talking about like over $3 billion. So it's like, and they got to give some of this back because of, you know, this pandemic and whatnot. But the point is, it's a lot of money to forego that you can also use to do change. That's just the side I fall on. Yeah.
So like I don't necessarily understand what Kyrie is getting at. I understand more what Avery Bradley is saying, even though they're on the same team. It's just like a little too extreme. But then Kendrick Perkins said something like maybe 3 or 4 days ago now about how Kyrie wasn't even saying anything about not playing or like the season not resuming until he couldn't go into the bubble with his teammates because he's not playing regardless. He's injured. And when the league told him that he couldn't go down to Orlando and he couldn't be there to support his team, then that's when he started, no one should play. And this is why no one should play.
I didn't know that part.
And if there's any truth to that, then it's like, That's when it's like,
funny in the lights.
Yeah, funny in the lights. I'm like, all right, well, if there's any truth to that, if that's how that storyline played out. Like, come on, Kai, that ain't a good look. But this whole we should start our own leagues. I mean, you could try. I mean,
that'd be hard if you had the entire league behind it. Right now, you're splintered. I saw Carl this past week, and we actually were talking about that. Again, it'd be hard if you had the entire league, but as it is, with the amount you have, you need so much money. These owners that you're leaving will never let you play in their arenas again. So then you got to find the spaces where you want to play. You have to pay the players that would be in this new league. It would. It's just licensing deals, all the stuff. It sounds good. It's just way harder than. Like I remember when they said that back in the lockout, back in like 2011. It's just the financial mechanics behind it. You got to really.
The NBA wasn't established overnight. And think about the NBA when it was established. What I don't even know, but it didn't really get like popping globally until Jordan.
Yeah.
And then from there, and because even Jordan was getting like what $4 million a year. He didn't really get paid until his last couple of years.
I think like the last two.
Yeah, it was like 30 mil. And now you got Chris Middleton eating.
Yeah.
That's where the world is. Tobias Harris. These dudes aren't bad, but like you got these dudes making over 30 mil like it ain't nothing.
Damn. Timing. God bless him.
Yeah. But so like I would love for the season to come back, obviously. Because, aren't we a little over a month away?
Oh, yeah.
July 30th, right?
Yeah, about 5 weeks, yeah. Wow.
Damn, time is flying.
Yeah, they said it was a spike in Florida.
Florida must be the epicenter. Yeah.
Because Florida, but I also was just looking at Brian Windhorst and Woj, and like the majority of players are excited to go. Like I'm seeing little players trickle in here and there that they're not going to go down. Like Bartons on the Wizards and Trevor Ariza. Yeah. But that star name hasn't hit. Basically, yeah. So I mean, it seems like even Silver was like basically they're going to be there's going to be positive tests and whatnot, but basically it's like full speed ahead, at least the mentality I'm seeing.
On that ESPN special, he said flat out, it's not for everybody.
Ooh.
That's exactly what he said. It's not for everybody. He said, there's going to be players that are going to sit out. It's not going to be for everyone.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair. I don't know if everybody's condition.
You don't want to.
What's going on?
You don't want
in
to
their
vilify
lives.
people who. Yeah, you don't want to vilify people who don't want to play. So all right, cool. So it's for you or it's not.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Plus, you probably heard from Braun. The stars are in, so.
Yeah, as long as you got Braun, Giannis, Kawhi, Harden, Westbrook. Paul George,
AD.
AD. Oh, I'm tripping. You gotta have AD.
I think even Dame said he was.
Dame's gonna play. Jokic. Ben Simmons should be back.
Yeah, you've been training with Braun, so yeah, I think.
Yeah, I heard Klay Thompson coming back. Ugh.
For real?
That could be scary.
Oh no, he's not in. Oh no, the Warriors not in.
He's not in? Oh! Yes. Yeah. Okay, good.
They're the worst team in the league. Yeah, they tried.
All I saw was the alert. I forgot about that. See, basketball's been gone. So also was the alert that he's ramping up back to full training. And I was like, for what? Like,
see him in December.
All right, cool.
We'll catch him in December.
I was like, damn, that could be slightly scary though.
No worries. They weren't good enough.
Steph couldn't carry the weight. Broke his wrist, and then who else broke their wrist? Gordon Hayward, and came back in like 6 weeks.
Oh my
Steph
God.
was out for 4 months. That feels like forever ago now, though.
It really does. This is just a new season. I know it's a continuation, but there is just no rhyme. Yeah.
Bro, that feels like forever ago. Damn. Oh, man. But yeah, so as long as like the top star. Luka. Yeah. As long as the top stars, Zion.
Zion.
Yeah. You got them box office names. People still gonna want to watch. And at the same time, things are gonna be reopening. People will still be going to bars, going to like restaurants and stuff to watch these games. Like I'm gonna still be excited to sit on my couch and watch these games.
That is another thing, though. I mean, it's 5 weeks away. I don't know how these various players are living their life. So a lot can change in 5 weeks. So
yeah,
I just hope for the best.
That is very true. Even remember I was saying about that small basketball tournament, the basketball tournament, supposed to come back July 4th. One whole team just dropped out yesterday because one player got COVID, so they had to drop. The whole team had to drop out.
Yeah, that's why I'm interested to see how the NBA guards against that. Oh, I did see their band, that wristband. Did you see that?
Where if they like get too close to somebody, like it beeps and.
No, it's like they can apparently track with 90% certainty up to 3 days prior if you have COVID.
How the fuck? Where's everybody getting all this stuff from?
That's what I was like.
I don't even know where to get a test. I don't even know where to get a test. And they out here with wristbands.
That's why it confused me. And I was arguing with friends about this at the park on Friday. Because Silver specifically said he didn't want to resume the season if it was going to. One of the points he highlighted, basically, he didn't want to take resources that weren't available to the public because he knew the optics would look bad. So unless this becomes available to the public between now and July, like I don't even. It's a really bad look.
How much do these wristbands cost though?
3,000.
Even they became available to the public. I'm about to say 3 to 5. They ain't cheap. This is a rich man game, bro. So if they became available to the public, there's only a certain select few that could afford to get them anyway.
It's a bad look, but
telling me if I buy a wristband, you can tell me if I got COVID 3 days in advance with 90% certainty.
That's what I read. Aura rings, Oura, Aura rings. But
that's wild.
I don't know. It's not the best look. Like I couldn't argue that. I was surprised when I saw it. I would have probably kept that secret if it's just for you and nobody else.
Yeah. I feel like it's just so many things just rely on the sports economy, like sports in general. even sports shows. Like, just so many things that just you don't think about. You don't think about the concession workers, the ticket scalpers, all like these people that are actually not scalpers, but the people who take tickets. People who actually work at these arenas. No jobs.
That's another thing. They're gonna have to guard against the people that have to work at these resorts. I was looking at, they're gonna have like lounges and barbershops and whatnot, but you need people, you need chefs, people to clean these rooms, like so much additional personnel. So even they got their own hiccups and hurdles they're gonna have to.
Damn. I hope Braun can bring his own barber, because I know his barber is special. He know how to do the work around with Braun. You can't just have Braun going to anybody.
I mean, I would hope he knows that. That'd be nuts.
Bro, this is random, but I feel like Braun has aged so much in quarantine.
Just a bit.
That's so, bro. But that shit was like full gray. I know he can buy some Just a Man in the quarantine. He can still get the Just a Man on. Get that comb through popping. That road game. But he just looks like damn, I don't realize he got so old. Just scares me though. That means we getting old.
Yeah.
I'm in my prime though. Fuck that. That's why I'm gonna keep showing all 32 for as long as I can. Thinking about that today, honestly. I was like, yo, I don't get too far sidetracked, but like this life can't last forever. Like this portion of life right here. It's like I'm really gonna enjoy this portion of life. You look up, she could be over. Jesus. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. So let's talk about this new J. Cole song. What are your thoughts on it?
I like the song. Yeah. Again, I was kind of distracted Wednesday for my own reasons when our friend texted us. So I didn't even know the song had dropped the night before. I listened to it a couple times, and I liked it. It was later on, I think in the evening, when I had some more free time, I started getting more the background on it. I was just like, oh, okay. And that's what I find more interesting than the actual song. But before I get to that, what is your opinion on the song?
I honestly, so I didn't know the song came out either. And our friend texted us. I listened to it the first time, and I was like, all right, I need to listen to this more times because it's one of those songs that you like can definitely tell he's saying something. Like there's a deeper meaning to it, but it takes multiple listens for you.
Our friend is Hassan. He was on the pod, so I think we could say his name, Hassan. I mean, he broke it down really well, to your point, but go ahead.
Yeah. So, like, when I read what Hassan wrote, I was like, all right, cool. But, like, let me still try to, like, capture my own thoughts because I don't want to be, like, swayed by what someone else is to me. But, no, Hassan had a, like, great synopsis of it. But then later in the evening, as you said, I got on Twitter and I started seeing, like, some of the bars in there were for some chick named Noname. And then that's when I was like, oh, all right, this is got different meaning to it. Let me go back and listen to this again. So that was like shocking that like, or I think she like what? Or did she tweet at him or something like that? Tweet some disagreement with him, and he made a whole song about it.
He tweeted a sub that I would say original. I heard the song and then I heard conversation about this. So the way it came across to me was that she basically tweeted something. She like casted a wide net and he bit at it. But then I actually saw the tweet. I'm going to read to you. She said, poor Black folks all over the country are putting their bodies on the line in protest for our collective safety. And y'all favorite top-selling rappers not even willing to put a tweet up. This is the point. Niggas' whole discographies be about Black plight and they know where to be found. I don't know, in my mind, I thought she just put up a generic, like, I wish rappers would say nothing or rappers not. If you put top-selling rappers and then you put whole discography, my son Carlos, it's him and Kendrick. I don't even know who else she could be talking about.
Yeah.
So when I got that, I was just like, he's an artist. And if he feels some way, this is like one of those clear subliminals. Like, might as well just said biracial rappers. That's how I took it. Like, even if it's not, it's like he's one of, when you put top selling and then whole discographies,
it's
it's
him
like,
or Kendrick.
It's him or Kendrick. So I was like, if he wants to, and it wasn't even, what he said wasn't even harsh. He was just basically,
No, it wasn't at all.
Knowledge, and I don't like I don't read and I don't have the knowledge, since we all have like computers in our pockets.
Beloved. Yeah.
So I don't like that part.
And you went to our alma mater. Like, stop. Yeah. Hold us down.
Yeah. Word.
Hold us down. You went to our alma mater. Chill out.
But it was a lesson not to just let get my news not my news entirely from Twitter, because Twitter made it seem like he was like shitting on her, and I don't agree with the notions I just mentioned, but he has every right to respond. She was clearly talking about him. People
were trying to cancel him.
It made it seem like he was bullying.
To no avail, but they tried. I was like, what the hell?
Happening. Yeah.
Nah, hell no. I was like, wait, what?
Even he said like he like felt away and he got. So in my mind, I'm like, again, before I actually saw the tweet, it's like, damn, whatever she said must have really bit a nerve. It's like, no, she clearly talking about him.
Yeah, as if he ain't been out protesting, like because he ain't put up a tweet.
Yeah, I don't. She can't say she wasn't talking about him. That's the thing. It's like after that, it's like he got on the song and he's like calling her the B word and like,
yeah,
he's just clearly conflicted himself. He clearly does wish he could do more, and he feels like he's getting praised for stuff he's not doing, as he highlighted himself. But that's for him to share with us, and if he wants to do the work, sure. But I'm not going to kill him for responding to something that was highly likely directed at him.
Yeah.
If you say something about me, I have every right, if I want to. Like, Kendrick might never say anything, but...
He didn't say it. He hasn't said a damn thing yet.
That might have been my route, but it's like, it's up to the artist. Like, there's no right or wrong here. Once you invite me...
I saw a tweet, people said Kendrick put out To Pimp a Butterfly and niggas shitted on him. So he said, he ain't saying nothing else about Black struggle no more. He gave us a whole album for it, and people shitted on him.
She replied to him, though, Noname, and then today she came out and apologized, basically saying
who is she?
Distract.
Like, what did she do?
She's a rapper from Chicago.
Oh.
Rapper from Chicago. Pretty good. I heard her first album. Pretty good. But she didn't try to play the victim, but it's just, I got to really make sure I just look up stuff. Like, because the way it was phrased to me before I actually looked up everything, you would have thought it was a whole completely different picture. And then you got Chance coming on Twitter. So I hate when people, like, they don't have each other's numbers. And
well, Chance been falling off for a minute now, so I'm not shocked. Hey, I'm not shocked. He, that last little trash he put out. I'm not shocked. He tried to jump out the window and get some clout back. He chose the wrong one.
I ain't gonna lie, when I initially saw J. Cole, I was like, oh, he's gearing up for an album. Now I don't know. This might have just been a spur of the thing.
Yeah, it looked like it because the little like single art is like just him writing in his notes in his iPhone.
Oh my, yeah.
Dark Days might never hear from him again.
Now they gotta leave Jermaine alone.
This ain't gotta get back in the booth though. Put an album out. When last time put an album out? When KOD?
2018. Over 2 years ago, I think like April 2018. And he was a part of Revenge of the Dreamers. That was last year.
And I don't count.
Just because you woke and I'm not, that shit ain't no reason to talk like you better than me. I mean, there's some parts in there I agree. But again, when you don't have the knowledge, you can't say that when we have computers in our pockets.
Nah, he light skinned. Nigga sensitive.
They seem to squash everything.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad they squashed that though, because all that fake cancel J. Cole nonsense.
That wasn't
Miss me
happening.
with it. Yeah, miss me with it. What else? Are we leaving anything off?
Do you see the Chappelle special?
I did.
What are your thoughts?
I love that, he was so raw and didn't make any jokes. I wouldn't want to have paid to see that. Like in person, I wouldn't want to. I'd be like, I wouldn't have wanted to pay to see that. But just as a person watching it on YouTube, I loved it. No, if I had to pay to watch that, I'd be tight. Like, all right, y'all probably came in for...
No, I didn't think about it that way. I fully agree.
I don't think I'm saying anything wrong.
No, you're not. My laughter is that, yes, if it's communicated to me that if this is a new Chappelle special and it's not what it's going to be, I would be like, I'm expecting laughter.
There's like 2 jokes in there. But at the same time, I 100%, 1,000% completely respect him for using his platform to convey that message about George Floyd. And he spent, 28 minutes on it?
Yeah.
That special was about half an hour. He dedicated like at least 25 minutes to just talking about black oppression and black plight and George Floyd. So I thought that was beautiful. And the passion he displayed when talking about it, you could tell like he really meant that stuff, like and that it came from his heart. So I loved seeing it. And it was quite a surprise, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of surprise. He's really good at what he does. Again, not a lot of comedy, but he's still to me the best comedian on the planet, just because of like how on point his voice is, but also his style and his method. I was telling a friend this. He goes on what seems like these tangents. And it's like, where are you going? And then it always just comes back around and fits into this overarching theme and vision. And it's just like, wow. Like, it just seems like he's riffing and then he just brings it all the way back around all the time. So, no, it was just good to hear his voice, and it's good to hear, what he was going through and how he's perceiving things. He just has his own distinct, way of delivering a message that I really think, was needed in this time. So I will say, yeah.
Definitely. I agree. All right. Well,
I think that's
it all. Yeah. Looks like it. Had to go through the notes. Shit was piling up in there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Well, as always, people, thank you for the love, the support. Make sure you guys rate, share, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page, people. Subscribe to the YouTube page. We got full-length episodes, video clips up there. Same thing on IGTV, just broken up into 10-minute increments. Make sure you check out the podcast streaming on Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Acast, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, TuneIn, everywhere that podcasts are available, all major streaming platforms. We are there. Until next time, it's cooling out.
Stay cool.
You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. We coolin' out. You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. We coolin' out.